Coming this season on Rogue Life.
Hey there, it's me, Benny Bowers. So, the world has been pretty crazy since the last time you saw me. That girl that I kind of have a crush on friend-zoned me hard.
I mean, yeah, we sort of share a connection, but only in a way that you find between two good friends.
Sometimes storytellers need help just a bit.
I was detained and questioned by some secret government organization.
Mr. Bowers, we have this footage of you with Miss Blake and Mr. Peterson huddled together for an hour outside of the building.
The heroes are stuck, and they can't escape.
I infiltrated an apocalypse cult.
The Master must be released to bring back his power and strength to the chosen people through the enlightened veil.
And I faced down a rogue AI.
I'm all about creating new and interesting stories and entertaining. If it's just a bunch of puppets, but there's no one to watch the show, what's the point?
Going back, let's move forward.
Oh, and let's not forget getting caught up in a full-on Broadway musical.
With a day you set, knocking out, and when you're rocking a sock of a day you set, knocking up, those heroes will get away, and we'll surely save the day with a day you set, knocking out.
You'd think I'd get discouraged by all this, but nah, I'm just trying to live my best life.
Rogue Life Season 2 premieres March 25th, 2024 on your podcast app of choice.
Good afternoon, and welcome back to The Fate of Daya, this actual play in the world of no return. It's me, your sultry, smooth voice DM, and with me is my equally smooth voice player, Jack.
Well, hello there. I'm so sultry and smooth. This is what sultry and smooth Jack sounds like. It's actually quite frightening. I'm not okay with it.
And my eerily high-pitched other friend, Cameron.
You're right.
Perfect. My incredibly angry Gemma.
Oh my God, Dylan.
Yeah, nice. And my just real boring friend, Kier. Nailed it. Now give us a recap in such a wonderful, not boring voice, please, Kier, if you could.
I shall indeed. Welcome back to our table and welcome back to our story.
In the midst of Daya's chaotic siege, Salryn emerged as a beacon of resolve, leading the city's defenders, the shields of night and day, comprising both the sun and moon shields, in a crucial counteroffensive. Tasking the sun shields with neutralizing saboteurs bent on poisoning wells and burning grain stores, she directed the moon shields to fortify the mangonels at the northern wall, a vital defense against enemy siege towers. In a bold move driven by frustration with the city's faltering leadership, Salryn decided to forsake Premier Vita, heedless of Zoran's warnings about the dire repercussions of Vita's potential death. Marching through Daya with singular purpose, Salryn was joined by Sophia, acting as her sergeant, alongside the new guard recruit Marim Schlemp and the slightly more experienced Benjamin Rouge. Totaling nearly 20 other constables, they together formed a formidable force that reasserted control over the city's streets. Salryn's strategy was devastatingly effective. With a blend of tactical acumen and martial prowess, she personally dispatched key enemy combatants, an Uruk and a Saurian warrior who were no match for her speed or skill. Meanwhile, her guardsmen focused on the enemy engineers threatening the city's defences, and in a display of lethal efficiency, the guards managed to eliminate the engineers with a single coordinated crossbow volley, saving the majority of the city's mangonels from destruction. Meanwhile, Swifty found himself recovering from the brink of death in the safety of a warehouse under the watchful eyes of Rowena and Jorvin. Expelling the last vestiges of poison from his system, Swifty was both bewildered and relieved, albeit unaware of the emotional toll combative exploits had taken on Jorvin. It was Hector's arrival that added a layer of clarity to the tumultuous events. He recounted tales of a mysterious man and magical orbs, sparking recognition in Jorvin's memory. The description of the man matched Alaric, a figure from Jorvin's past who had set him on his current path. Jorvin offered to lead Swifty and Hector to Alaric's residence, a place entwined with his own fate, having once attempted to burgle it. As they prepared to delve deeper into the mystery, each individual grappled with their own burdens. Yet they were united by a common goal. Together they sought to navigate the complexities and danger of their present circumstances, and driven by a shared commitment to protect Daya and uncover the truths hidden in its shadowed streets.
Salryn, it is 4 months ago, and you have just told Zoran that you intend to leave Devashikanaya.
We can't stay here forever, right? There's got to be someone else to life.
But we're in the city, we're getting paid. I don't understand. You want to give this up? This campaigning, you've been at it for years, you love it. I see the light in your eyes when you battle. And what? What are you going to do here? Why this town? Why now?
I just... The war, it's nearly over. I mean, the fighting's not here, it's north. I don't know, I've been feeling like I need something more, you know? Like, real. I don't know. I like it here.
What's more real than standing with your brothers and sisters and with sword in hand, weight of the armor on your back as you march forth to gods know what?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. But I need to belong somewhere, Zor. Somewhere I can finally just settle down. Does that sound really boring? It does, doesn't it?
I'm glad you said it, yeah. It does.
And it probably will be, and I'll probably hate it, but I gotta try. And this feels like the right place to do it.
Look, you know it's not me that takes this. You need to go to Harand. He's the only one who can relieve you of your contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your choice. You deal with the consequences, yeah?
Yeah. I got to, haven't I? Great.
Yeah, you do. You walk to where you guys are all camped in the, in this kind of large barracks muster area that you've come to know in Daya. And you head towards where you know Harand is.
So Salryn will enter into Harand's command tent, and she'll see a fairly large gentleman, broad shoulders, with a brown beard and short-cropped brown hair. He's got quite a wide face and strikingly blue eyes. He immediately turns to you and says,
"Do we not brace up anymore, do we not?"
Sorry, sir.
Right. I know you had a different relationship with Ashok, but he's off writing love letters and crying about some nicks. It's me you got to deal with now, so you brace up when you enter my tent.
All right, yeah. Won't happen again. Sorry.
Okay. At ease. How can I help you, Salryn?
I've come to ask for permission for my contract with the Devashikanaya to end. Sir.
To end? As in, prematurely before you've, completed it as agreed in advance.
I know it's not the done thing. It's just I would like to stay in Daya, and I would like to try something else. And this isn't for me anymore, sir.
Alright, caught me a little bit by surprise here. If I remember correctly, when you and I met, you was looking for something to belong to, right? Friends, a family. And you come along and you campaign with us for years, and then what? You just fucking done with us? Is that what it is?
No.
You done with your family now?
No, that's not it. Look,
right.
I've never.
No, go on. I want to fucking hear this. Go on.
I've never had a family, sir, and I found it here. With Ashok, with Zoran. I found it. But I have a past here in Daya. My mother was from here. And I haven't seen her since I was very, very little. And I've avoided this place for a long, long time. And being here, just seeing this place, seeing people that she might have seen, might still see. I don't know if she could be here. I haven't seen her, but I don't even know if I'd recognize her if I saw her. But this place is the closest thing I have to my real family. And I want to feel closer to her. And I know that sounds ridiculous, and you can tear me a new one now, but that's why.
Well, I feel like a bit of a twat now, if I'm honest. That was that's a pretty fucking good reason. You probably should have laid with that, maybe.
I don't tend to talk about things like that. It's not me, and
No,
I feel a bit weird now. But
I get it. I'm also feeling super uncomfortable, but in the same fucking breath, look, fine. You're out your contract. I'll give you your full fucking payout. Right, go and just do what you fucking need to do. And you know what? If it all goes fucking tits up and you can't find out, then just, you know where we are. You can come back. I don't want to get between you and something like that. Family means something. And it was me fucking going up about the Vashek and I like we were the be all and end all. Kin's kin. I get it. You couldn't separate me and Tran. If he fucking went, I'd go. I get it. Alright? Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna make it out like I chewed you a new fucking head. But
I can back that up, sir.
No, go out and be a bit teary-eyed and all that, so that nobody else thinks they can fucking just wheedle out the contract, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll do a bit of screaming and that, yeah?
Yeah, I'll take it, yeah, just...
Cool, yeah. Alright, you ready? Okay, storm out, slam the fucking door, make a big drama, yeah?
Can I scream back, or does that, undermine your authority?
Do you know what? Yeah, no, let's go for it. Let's go for it, yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
If you think you can fucking just walk out of it, you're not getting a penny from the Vashikanaya.
You know what? I don't owe you an explanation,
Who the
sir.
fuck do you think you're talking? Get out of my fucking tent.
Fucking gladly.
Was it good? I like that. That was great.
Yeah. Flash forward, and it's your first day. You've been given your uniform, you've given your standard issue equipment, and you're told to report to the muster yard. Now, instead of reporting to the Vashikanaya, you're reporting to a different man, a very different man, as you're all lined up, kind of like police academy style, kind of waiting for this kind of like pompous parade to come out. And you see the Lord of Night and Day himself, Tai Zhong, elected official of Daya, kind of having a little sidebar conversation before he comes in and addresses the new guards. And you kind of line up, and you kind of stand shoulder to shoulder with another would-be guard, and she looks over at you and she's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Sophia. What's your name?"
Hi, Salryn.
Salryn, really nice to meet you. Well, are you excited? This is kind of be fun, isn't it? Everyone's so serious here.
Yeah, it's super fun. Yeah.
Okay, and she kind of just like talks at you for a bit, until Taizhong kind of takes the field, as it were.
And so Taizhong steps onto the dais at the front of this assembly yard, and the eagle-eyed amongst the crowd might notice that he's trembling a little bit, and that he's dripping a little bit of sweat. But he takes a deep breath, fills his chest with air, straightens his back, pushes out his chest, and begins his speech.
Here we go.
This is great. I'm so excited.
Now, some of you might know that the authorities in the city keep downsizing us with newfangled ideas of law and order. But at the end of the day, we, the moon shields and the sun shields, we are the thin line between order and chaos. And I demand of all of my recruits the courage to face adversity, that they do not shy away from those difficult moments and difficult decisions, and that they stand ready to do their duty no matter what the world demands of them, because, remember, we cannot choose what the world throws at us, but we can choose who we want to be when that moment arises.
And he begins dabbing his forehead of the sweat.
Wow.
I hope we never have to make hard decisions like that.
Yeah, that was really inspiring.
I think so. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm ready to do our duty for the city.
Have you done any fighting before, Sophia?
Oh, no. I had an older sister, and she once took a dress of mine, and I got a bit angry with her. But other than that, I mean, I want to keep the order. And she kind of holds her spear, and she looks at me like, it's just a walking stick. I mean, we haven't seen action here in ages.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that.
And we return to the present day. Swifty, Jorvin, you are walking through the streets. You've just left Jorvin's warehouse. Rowena and Hector are in tow. Rowena still... She's mobile, but, she's walking slowly. She is still wounded. Swifty, you're kind of brought back to consciousness, and you're alive. You're not in great shape. But you are kind of still going, but it's not great. When last we left off, I think Jorvin had said that he could bring you to where he thinks this mysterious man who Hector, asserts he met in the sewers with you, Swifty, and has described him, and Jorvin had recognized him as the man he tried to steal from all those months ago.
Can we have taken a short rest or anything? Is that possible for just hit point wise? Or?
Yeah, I'll say you can have taken a short rest. Yeah,
cool. Because I'm sitting on 1 at the moment, I believe. So
yeah,
me too, actually. Would like to roll some hit die.
So yeah, you guys, we can say that as you're walking, that can count as a short rest. Salryn, you can also take one. I know you're not here right now, but you can take one as well. So yeah, what does that leave you at then, HP wise, after this rest?
I'm on 42 hit points.
Cool.
Sitting on 39 now. I picked up some mud, spat in it, turned it into a paste, rubbed it on his open knife wounds, and that sorted him out a bit.
Rowena is looking at you being like, that shouldn't work. That's
It's actually it's quite difficult spitting through a full helmet, but somehow I managed.
Just imagine it dribbling down.
Just collecting it like a spit valve on like a brass instrument. What's Jorvin on?
He's on 38 out of 38 now, so
38. Oh, very fancy full HP.
yeah.
Okay. As you guys are all kind of walking up, spitting on your wounds, patching yourself up, kind of taking your breather, Rowena is walking beside you, Jorvin, and you know, she's kind of like leaning on you a little bit for support. You know, she's walking quite slow otherwise, and she turns and she says, you know, Jorvin, I never wanted to pry, and I never wanted to ask what you're doing in this place when you're caught, as you guys are kind of like now approaching where this house is. And you know, I've seen a lot of people turn to crime. Some do it to survive, but you've always just been a bit of an enigma. You just focus on the clothes and fancy clothing and the finer things in life and things that are hard to sell. I'll say that. And look, I wouldn't pry, but I nearly died. The city is under attack. There's fires everywhere, and honestly, I just don't like knowing things. So you'll forgive me for prying this once.
I knew at one point we were going to have to talk about this. Right.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's better off not having secrets.
Well, there's one secret I thought I was never going to have to tell you, Rowena. I'm actually noble-born.
Right, yeah. And I'm the fucking queen of Ursulatari. Like, come on, what is this?
I know you're not the queen. But
and I know you're not noble-born.
No, Rowena. My surname is Ghast. I'm of the Ghast family from Prem.
What? Well, Prem's not Daya. What are you doing here?
Well, Prem fell quite some time ago now.
Yeah.
And we were one of the noble families that lived there. And, well, after the warlords took over and imposed rule, eventually I got out. Tried to make my way here and figure this whole situation out. But I couldn't let go of the finery. Never could.
I almost wish I hadn't asked. This just raises more questions. The nobility. They've minstrels have told stories like that before. You know, you know how ridiculous this all sounds.
It may sound ridiculous, but it is my life, so I'd appreciate you not laughing.
I believe I'm trying not to laugh. It hurts like the hells, but okay. Well, your lord.
No one's called me that in a long time. That feels good.
Well, don't get used to it.
Right. Fine. Okay.
Lead the way. You are all outside this modest townhouse. Why don't you all give me perception checks here? Or describe to me kind of what way you're going about this. Are you trying to sneak in the window like you did in the past? Are you just going up to the front door? What is your approach?
Seems modest to me. A little too modest, if you're asking me personally. Let me give her a quick eye over. And, yeah, I'll do a perception check. That's what that means. An eye over is a normal saying, right?
Just put your eye on it. Yeah, no, that's it. That's what they all say. Swifty, don't worry.
Cool, that's an 8. So I do well, yeah.
Oh yeah, what are you seeing, Swifty? You look like you're really concentrating there. I can't see your face, obviously, but like you're real still.
This requires focus.
All right, yeah. Are you focusing good?
Perfectly safe.
Jorvin?
Just to remind all of you, the window gets quite creaky, just in case you're wondering.
Yes, I picked up on that.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
You always got to watch out for the windows. That's what I mean, I've heard that's what gets you.
Not sure what it gets you, but it's something, yes. Jorvin's going to look over as well, I think, just and try and spot out any additional windows that may also be creaky. That is a 22.
With a 22, you're very certain that Nona's home. You kind of take a moment, you kind of put the big guy in clanking armor kind of, half the street away so he doesn't, interfere with you kind of casing this joint. You listen out carefully inside. You hear nothing. There's no candles or lanterns lit inside. Kind of nothing that indicates anyone is there. So you kind of like focus so much. You're pretty certain that if someone was breathing inside, you'd be able to hear them. You hear nothing. You chance opening the window again. You remember, open it without a sound. No one inside. Just, again, this room that is, while this house is now quite modest on the outside, and you remember it being fairly modest, almost even threadbare when you first got there, it is now quite luxurious inside. You go into this bedroom, like, the bed linen is super fine. Like, the bed itself is like upgraded. Like, there's like really like magnificent like chests of drawers and things in there now, but no one to be seen.
I think I'll call to my companion. Swifty.
Haha, yes.
It's not very modest inside. You best take a look.
Immodesty in my city. So. Step forward, kick the door open. Utterly
no, not that way, no!
No?
Oh, we breaking stuff, are we? Yeah, let's go!
Oh, no. Well, we have to reduce the house's pride. For pride, you see, is a sin.
Yeah, no, and sins need to be punished and all that sort of yeah, grand.
Have you read my pamphlet? I hand her a just piece of parchment with some drawings on it because I'm not literate. Here you are.
yeah, grand. Right, and Hector just fucking bolts inside and starts he sees like a small little statue, punches it, and knocks over.
Work, Hector. Yes, reduce their pride. We're saving the house's soul, you know.
yeah. No, definitely. And he just starts kicking walls.
Just kicking holes in the walls.
Yeah.
A true warrior for justice.
Why don't you all give me either perception or investigation checks now that you're in here? And yeah, because I guess you're kind of probably just generally having a look for things, right?
Yeah.
Investigation's not bad, actually.
12.
That is going to be 14.
14. You have a fair bit of time, so it's not like you're trying to find things really, really quickly. So the DC here is necessarily very high. You have the time. It's not an extremely high pressure situation, and you start kicking around, and Hector starts ripping out open drawers and things like that as you're all kind of looking through this room, and between you all you find just a small little lockbox. It's probably only kind of size that you maybe be able to fit a small journal, a small pouch, that kind of size in something like personal, very personal belongings or something would be in there. It is locked, but you have found something that is kind of it was moderately hidden.
So somebody put something in here they want to keep private. What is privacy but a lie by omission? And what is a lie by omission but dishonesty? Fetch me my hammer. Oh, I have it. Excuse me. No?
Yeah, no, do it. Yeah. Smash it, come on. No. He needs to listen.
Hector says to do it, that's one vote to do it.
I've got more delicate tools that we could use to open it.
Oh. Like a smaller hammer.
In a way of thinking, yes.
What would be the purpose of a delicate hammer? Surely it would weaken and lessen its abilities to seek out lies and solve justice.
Yes, but isn't justice itself a delicate hammer, Swifty?
I need a moment. I need to stay away to contemplate that. Justice is delicate. Fascinating.
Yeah.
I was right to side with this one. He's a scholar. I knew. And but that allows him to do whatever it is.
I'm using my little fuse to go straight into this. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Give me a sleight of hand check.
And while Swifty is contemplating, he neither sees the lockpicks nor has reason to ponder why his companion may have them.
21.
Yeah, you very easily unlock this chest or the small lockbox. Kier, what do they find inside?
So, inside you find 2 small notebooks layered on top of each other, and between the 2 you find a piece of parchment with a letter written on it. Given that you have the time to look over these, of course you're not going to read the books in detail, but you can see that the first book is a tome written on something called The Taboo of Blood Ritual. It does not have a named author. Underneath that, you have the parchment, which has a letter written on it, and underneath that you have another book, which is written on the fate of the gods. If you cast your eye over the letter, it is written in certainly Jorvin yourself being of noble birth and very, very likely having been a man of letters at some point. It doesn't seem as if it's written by somebody who is a person of letters. It seems to be written in quite a sort of strict and formal style, but without a lot of sort of calligraphy and flair. It's signed off by somebody called the Lessor. And in the details of the letter, there are instructions on the completion of a ritual and instructions on where to find that which we seek. And you can see that those instructions tell the recipient, who is addressed as one Alaric Silwraith, those instructions tell him to seek that which we seek beneath the Forsaken Temple of Ai.
But what would the concept of justice be doing underneath the Temple of Ai? For is that not what we all seek? But seriously, what does this mean?
Do you not remember the orb? Like, is that like? Are you saying like
heavily still concussed, my friend? Do you think a little mud and spit's going to cure the serious head trauma I took out? Wait, the orb.
Yeah. So, what's it say, Jorvin? Like,
the letter specifically, it's written terribly. I'll be honest, very upsetting. But all
right, yeah. I mean, you know what they say. Words are next to knowledge. Knowledge is next to vanity, and vanity is bad.
I mean, no, that's completely inaccurate. Listen, you're going to have to spend a little bit more time in the learning barrel, but that's fine.
I hate the learning barrel.
That's because you never bring a candle.
Anyway.
Excuse me, I'm discussing something with my squad.
I'm orating.
Okay, calm down, my lord. Don't let it get to your head now. Come on.
Oh, thank you, but I'm a knight. I'm no lord.
I think he means me.
That seems unlikely.
Read your own fucking letter. We'll try. Well, it's addressed to a certain Alaric, who is the owner of this home. And it has got instructions on a sort of ritual and instructions on how to find what they seek. So, which is supposedly in this temple. But these books are interesting as well.
If you want to make an additional investigation check on the book, feel free to do so.
Sure. Okay. Free.
A sacred justice ritual?
I'm gonna say it's probably just like some sort of orb ritual to put naked lads into orbs, if I had to guess.
Naked lads should not go into orbs. Fully dressed lads should go into barrels. Although public nudity does get you put in the barrel, so... Let me have a look. I'm going to grab the Coyote's hand. And can I do an investigation roll just for madness?
Yeah.
Of course you can.
I'm going to say that Rowena gives you the help action, Jorvin, so you can roll again with advantage. You can roll with advantage.
You go first. Because if you get something, he's not going to snatch out of your hand.
18.
What you would pick up as you flick through, certainly towards the back of this book on blood rituals, on the taboo of blood rituals, you notice that there is, quite different to the handwriting that you saw on the letter, a very flowery and very beautifully styled handwritten notes, which are inserted, as in sheets that are inserted within, parchment inserted within, and little notations against the sides of certain chapters. Importantly, with that 18, as you're flicking through these handwritten notes that Alaric has inserted within it, you notice that he has made a couple of important notes that he has underlined. One of which says, "Plenty of refugees in the city. No one will miss."
Plenty of refugees in the city, no one will miss. In a book about...
No, I will miss them.
Well, good.
Apart from those traitor ones, obviously.
I won't miss them either. No. That's quite right. Yeah. Got a feeling someone's been sacrificed. Little inkling.
Well, simple solution for that.
Yeah?
Yes?
Justice.
Oh yeah, no, I should have saw that one coming, to be honest.
I'm sorry, I am very badly concussed. The sphere!
Yeah? What better?
Smash.
Don't hit the... Don't hit it again.
Yes, it smashed me into the wall, you see. We should go investigate the townhouse you mentioned to find out more about the sphere.
Oh. Swifty. Stop.
Okay, right, Swifty, I'm gonna bring you get some air, okay? You're not doing well. I'm gonna say as well with that 18, Jorvin, you find a lot of notes that seem to be about the personalities in the palace, in like the governmental buildings. Almost like a list of who to bribe, who likes what. All these kind of like bits and pieces, as if someone's kind of been studying them, and you remember, you throw your mind back to when you first met this man who seemed to have Lady Vita almost under his thumb, and that your punishment seemed very out of the norm for your, misdeed. Hector's just running around also just like, he found one thing in a drawer and got like incensed, and it's just wreaking havoc in the place. You find a small little vial. You're not sure what it is.
Is it got liquid in it, or?
Yes.
Okay. Keep that away from Swifty so he doesn't drink it.
What's that? I am quite thirsty.
No. Hydration is next to vanity. No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Consuming a lot of water while on patrol is important. Have you seen the amount of armor I wear? It is a swamp of sweat in here, my friend. I consume truly heroic amounts of water each day.
Rowena kind of looks at you and says, Swifty, that is a bright green, looks kind of like it's kind of bubbling. Don't drink
what? I'm just talking about... I lead by example when it comes to drinking water. Far too many people consume wine when they should be drinking water. Now, wine. Wine is next to...
Okay. And Rowena is like, okay, look, have we got what we came here for? We still need to go report back to Vita. She needs to know that there was an attempt on my life.
Yes, I think we need to, but I would be wary. It looked like Vita, at least a while ago, is in the pocket of this Alaric. She may not believe him to be involved in, orb business.
Who is this Alaric fella?
I told you so many times, he was the guy your buddy with down in the sewers.
I must be concussed worse than I thought. I do not remember speaking to anyone in the sewers.
Sorry, yeah, Jorvin. No, we were down in the sewers because we saw this man, Alaric. I just called him Fancy Pants because he was wearing fancy pants. And then, like...
He's quite stylish, yes.
Yeah, and then we went down because he was acting kind of all weird, and I was like, there's lots of other people acting weird, and this guy's acting weird. I'm going to go kind of check what's up. No one's going to mess with the Barrel Boys in their barrel, den.
Damn right, yes.
And so... brought Swifty down, and then he came along, and at first Swifty was all angry, and then Swifty was all nice and being like, oh yeah, no, we're best buds. And then Swifty doesn't remember for some reason, probably because he got hit in the head too many times. And then we found an orb with a naked man inside.
I was, shortly after the situation he is describing, slammed into a brick wall, full force. Now this helmet is quite a bit larger than my head. Right. My head quite often ricochets off the back of the helmet when I take a hard blow, and can cause some memory loss. Wouldn't be the first time.
How are you still walking?
Spit and mud, my friend.
I really shouldn't have asked. So you're forgetting this man. You're forgetting Alaric.
I mean, I've never forgotten anything in my life, but probably.
Yeah, I know, and he's met him before as well. This wasn't the first time you met him. You'd met him a month ago or so, and then he gave me a gold piece, or maybe more than that, to be honest. But they're best buds.
I mean, I have no memory of this man.
Rowena has met him as well.
Yes, Rowena.
Oh, yes.
What do you know of Alaric?
Well, I mean, he came to the city kind of just before you did, around the same time you did, actually. And yeah, he's a diplomat from Sada Imadu, I think. To be honest, I don't have too much dealings with him. He kind of just, a lot of potential trade deals and, diplomatic discussions, primarily with Vita now that I think about it. And we kind of just has the run of the city, and I mean, this isn't my area necessarily, but I mean, I guess he'd be allowed kind of do whatever he wants in the city. No one would stop him.
I would stop him.
You can't remember
not
him.
if you don't remember him.
I am sure I can. I have a very good memory.
I think he could be the puppeteer behind all of this madness.
Short chap, French accent.
No,
that's the... he sells kebabs, he's grand.
Right. Yes. He is actually one of the best people I know. Remember the weeks we spent investigating him, and yet those kebabs are entirely natural.
With a name like Jacques Le Jacques, you would expect something a bit weird, but yeah, all right. Anyway, so we're gonna go just shank this Alaric lad or what now?
That sounds ideal to me. Yes,
Unreal.
If he has indeed been my friend, and yet does not deign to allow me to remember him. I mean, this seems like orb business to me. And what do I always say about orb business? Well,
yeah,
nothing good's going to come up an orb. Anyway, are we getting kebabs? Kebab and a good thought.
I think let's leave Jacques Le Jacques for another day.
Well,
maybe let's find Alaric.
You're missing out, my friend.
You guys start heading towards the old palace, the governmental buildings. Salryn, you're currently marching side by side with Sophia, who's you're now de facto lieutenant, basically exerted your control over the city guard and ousted Taishong, essentially. And yeah, what's going through Salryn's mind as she's marching towards the palace looking for Vita?
She's still absolutely just there's so much going on. She feels completely and utterly out of her depth, and she can't quite believe that she's just got a bunch of people to do what she said. It's just kind of riding a bit of a high, but also now feels like there's a lot of responsibility on her shoulders and she's not sure that she can do it.
As you're kind of having these thoughts, the palace is beginning to come into view. It can't be overstated that across all of these episodes, probably only 6-7 hours has passed. Like, this is all the same night. This is, so much has happened. It's kind of like pre-dawn at the moment. Morning isn't quite here yet, but like dawn's maybe only 30-40 minutes away. And you see the palace. It takes you until you get quite close to it. You see kind of like the embers of fires kind of dotted around it. Doesn't look like any building kind of went up fully in a blaze. There'd be a lot of kind of palace guards here. But you do notice that some of the flags, the banners, have been torn down or burned down and replaced with the banners of the Warlords Alliance. As you're walking, heading kind of towards the main entrance, you hear and see familiar faces to you as Jorvin and Swifty meet up with you on like kind of this main road towards the palace.
Oh my God, you guys are still alive.
Well, yes, of course. Never been dead.
Don't sound so shocked.
You just completely ran in different directions and all right.
No, I'm sure I'd remember that. We've been together the whole time. The city's under attack.
He's not very well, I'll be honest.
I don't know if that's different to when he's normal.
Anyway, we're going to get kebabs. Do you want to come?
No. Swifty, no. Later. Yeah, kebabs later.
The orb!
Yes,
the orb.
And the naked man. Tell her about the naked man.
What?
Yes. I stumbled upon a scene of lewd indecency. A man was lying completely naked beneath a forgotten temple. The one I squat in from time to time. There was another fact about the naked man.
He was in the orb.
Yes, he was in an orb. Magic orb.
A naked man in a magic orb.
Made of some sort of magic.
Where?
Not really my area of expertise.
Yeah, not mine either.
I certainly don't know any magic. But the orb beneath the temple, I struck it with my hammer, as is protocol. I'm sure your training would have led you to the exact same conclusion. And then I was thrown back into a wall. Minutes, hours, or possibly years passed it while I was unconscious.
It wasn't years.
Days then. And I awoke to a world quite changed. Apparently I have a new best friend, although I cannot...
Yes, this is quite important, this bit. Okay.
Can you tell me, Jorvin?
Oh, I can try, but...
I'm sure you'll do your best. Lord.
Fuck you. Anyway, so, Mr. Swift Justice here has seemed to have forgotten his friend, some well-dressed person, so he came to me, and turns out he's a man named Alaric. Are you familiar with Alaric?
No. That's the whole situation here.
Not you!
I'm sorry, this helmet does not offer good peripheral vision. It's hard to tell where people are looking sometimes.
No, I don't know a guy named Alaric.
Okay. Well, I think he might be the puppeteer masterminding all of this goings-on. Look at these books.
Just sort of throw them at her.
Yes, bludgeon her with knowledge. That's the way I teach.
I don't even know what just time for reading right now? Like, what?
Blood rituals? Where'd you get these? What's going on? And like, Sophia looks like real frazzled by this.
In his house. We found them in his house.
Books on blood rituals in his house.
And the fate of the gods. And this letter.
And magic orbs.
Yeah. Oh, and someone tried to kill Rowena and break into my flat and kill me too.
Yeah, I'm not doing great, but I'm still going.
Oh, sorry, Rowena. I scoop up some road mud and spit it on it. Here you are. It has healing properties, I'm quite certain.
Thanks.
But yes, lots has happened.
Yeah, great. But yes, I need to go and report to Lady Vita anyway. If I've been attacked, others have also been attacked. Perhaps even her herself. We need to go.
All right, but look, we need to be careful. Have you noticed the warlord banners everywhere?
She looks up, she hadn't, and she goes, well, okay, well, let's go.
Indeed. Careful is one of my many names.
Get him moving.
Right. Swifty, just before we actually get going, can you try, just really try, to be really quiet? You know, like, just not talk for a little while. Just follow and watch. Just, be ready. That would be really helpful.
As a meditative exercise?
Yes. Yeah. That it would be really, really good for you to do that for your soul.
If my soul is imperiled, I will listen to your advice. You have proven yourself to be a trustworthy and steadfast ally, and as you know, I rarely speak anyway. So, for the time being, I will reduce the amount of conversation that I send out into the ether. I believe it was the Archdiocese.
No, Swifty, this is what we're talking about. So why don't we try it now? From now.
From now? I thought you meant several days from now.
No, now.
Well, I don't have time to prepare, but I will do my best.
No, now.
Did that work?
Right? Okay. It just turns to Jorvin and goes, Is that do you think?
He'll be thinking about kebabs in a moment again.
Keep him?
Don't. Let's just get moving.
Okay. So we're just going in the front door, or?
As good an entrance as any. Should we scope it out, maybe? Should we have a look and see if there's anywhere else in, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, you can all give me perception checks.
12.
14.
6.
What exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for something in particular, or are you just trying to get a general vibe of the building?
General vibe. If there's anyone we can see in the immediate area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Maybe any other way in.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a load of ways in. It's a big building. There are probably numerous side entrances. There's windows you could climb into if you really wanted to. This is a building with easily like 60 or 80 rooms. Like, there's probably, this has like wings to it, Not only would there be kind of like large meeting rooms or audience halls, there's also going to be like smaller like departments that kind of have like offices in here and things like that. And then like, some like Vita herself would sleep here, and it goes some other like high-ranking officials here would sleep here as well, or like other diplomats, things like that, So I mean, it's big. There are plenty of kind of entrances into this place. As you're kind of like standing in front, and as you're getting a little bit closer now, I will say that you do see that there seems to be 2 guards standing guard. Kind of just outside, but kind of other than that, with 14 being the highest, you could get around and enter somewhere else, but from the front, kind of seeing 2 figures at the door, and that's about it.
Well, just go talk to him.
Yeah. You walk up, and he goes, What are you doing here? Please, we cannot have anyone. That's very stressful situation. No one to come in. Vita's having a crisis meeting at the moment.
I'm currently the acting head of the Sun Shields and the Moon Shields, and
Is Lord Zhong dead? What's going on?
He ran away, so I'm it now.
Defector.
Yeah. I would like to see Vita, please, with my strange companions.
He looks at his companion, kind of gives a bit of a shrug, like everything is kind of just in chaos. She said that she should not be disturbed. Her advisor came only a few minutes ago.
Who's her advisor?
An urgent private meeting with her. So
it's imperative that we see her. So
the other guard leans over and whispers, and you can probably just about overhear the word Rowena and the colleges, and then a slight gesture of his head towards Rowena.
Yeah, kind of Rowena at this point, like, she looks like so disheveled, like she's still kind of like holding her side where she's wounded, kind of like does her kind of like signature look of like looking down her nose at these 2 guards, and he goes, apologies,
Miss Rowena, the others were still, and he kind of like looking really like worried at her, and they kind of like have a sidebar. That man, Alaric said not to not come in. Like,
I know, and he's, like, I get it, but also, like, it's just like, because obviously, like, Rowena could, like, she could get me in trouble, and I know Alaric could as well, and it's really hard, actually.
Alaric is my best friend. Sorry.
I mean, if they're with Rowena, they can't be dangerous, so worst case is, like, they just get a bit shirty about it, innit? I mean, I don't want to get my house robbed.
I stay here. You go escort them in. You can be the one who fucking faces the rat. Okay.
Oh, you jack bastard.
Okay, no, fine. Well, usual, and he kind of props up for a rock paper scissors. Yeah, ready?
On after 3. 1, 2, 3, shoot.
After 3. Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Trusty rock always wins.
God damn it! All right, Miss Rowena and your entourage, follow me. I'll take you to Vita. All right, Lady Vita.
Yeah, you hear that? We're an entourage.
Of course. Follow me and just stay outside before I introduce you and that. Yeah, it's like because of diplomatic protocol and all that. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
Fine. Rowena at this point is getting pissed off, and she goes like, "I actually don't care about. Just bring me to whatever room she's
all right. Yeah. Okay. Let's go." And he traipses you through the halls through the main entrance, and you can see that there's some signs of battle that have occurred inside. There's little spatterings of blood and things been knocked over, some fires that have been put out, and you can see clear signs of bodies have been in here as well. But as this palace guard thuds their way through the halls, they get to a large set of wooden doors. They bang on it. They then step inside, leaving the door slightly closed behind them. And you can overhear, Lady Vita, Master Alaric, we've got some people out here. It's Miss Rowena. She's pretty badly hurt, and I know you said not to disturb you, but we just really did want to...
Just get out of my way! And Rowena kind of just like barges through.
I'll return to my post.
I like Rowena.
You all follow Rowena's example and just smash through this door, essentially, kind of pushing this guard out of the way. And yeah, you're in this kind of like audience hall. What's everyone's passive perception?
11.
12.
9. So
you're not all very perceptive. You see kind of behind like a table at the end of this room. You see that actually only Jorvin and Hector really recognize as Alaric standing there. Everyone give me insight checks. And then I'm going to hand over to Kier.
5.
Well, that's interesting.
13.
24.
Ooh.
24.
I'd forgotten I'd given him proficiency in insight. I had a +5 and a 19.
Yes, he did.
24.
Okay. So the rest of you, of course, this room's quite large, and they're not immediately in front of you. Swifty, when you come in, you notice as Rowena barges in and you come in afterwards that Alaric stiffens quite considerably. You recognise this, from times in the past where you have shouted, "Are you evil?" at adversaries to catch them off guard. You recognise this body language as somebody who has just panicked. But you also see his shoulders relax. And he turns round, and he is still obscuring the view. You can see that he is wounded. He is favouring an injury on his right-hand side, which is bleeding through his rather fine and expensive clothing, which, of course, despite the poor perception check, Jorvin almost certainly will have clocked at least the fine clothes, if not the damage to it. And he's still obscuring the view, and you can't at the moment see Vita. And he takes a step forward and he says,
"This is not a good time. We are in the process of establishing a stratagem for what comes next."
Of course. And I presume you'll know what I mean by this, given that we are best friends, and he does this, like, worm with his upper body.
Who is this madman, Rowena?
Any best friend of mine would know that is the distinctive salute of the Barrel Boys. Declan, show him how it's done.
It's Hector Swifty, but yeah, no problem. He also does it.
I am quite concussed, Declan. Now, Hecklin, is this the man?
Yeah, no, that's him. That's him. And Rowena kind of steps forward and is like, where is Vita? Where are the rest of the leaders? Where's everyone?
Rowena, Vita